In the United States, we have our traditional specials that we watch. 24 Hours of A Christmas Story, National Lampoons Christmas Vacation, A Charlie Brown Christmas, and Rudolph the Red-nosed Reindeer are just a few of the essential Christmas specials that the US watches every year. However, not every country watches the same thing for Christmas. I asked Craig, also known as the Christmas Guy 365, who lives in England, to help me make a list of the essential 7 British Christmas specials. And believe it or not, it doesn't include Mr. Bean. So get yourself some pudding and make a cup of tea as Craig tells us the essential 7 British Christmas specials.
Only Fools and Horses, Heroes and Villains, and A Touch of Glass. And I'm going to choose 2 episodes if I may, the first being Heroes and Villains. This is without a doubt the #1 Christmas classic in the UK, classic, and maybe the most beloved series over here. It's a series about a go-lucky, lovable Cockney geezer called Del Boy, a market trader who will do whatever it takes to make money, along with his brother and granddad, in later series his Uncle Albert. In Heroes and Villains, our lovable rogues are invited to a fancy dress party. They go, of course, dressed as Batman and Robin. Think the Adam West era. Along the way, their 3-wheeled van breaks down, and they need to make a run for it. Along the way, the mayor is being mugged, and Del Boy and Rodney intervene, dressed as the dynamic duo. Believing Batman and Robin just saved her, she is absolutely stunned. They eventually arrive at what they think is a party. Unfortunately, it's a funeral wake. Still dressed as Batman and Robin, not festive, but it's shown every Christmas season. Episode 2 is called A Touch of Glass. Touch of Glass sees the Trotter brothers take a job cleaning chandeliers. Upon arriving at a mansion with 2 chandeliers, they get to work. Grandad starts unscrewing a chandelier, whilst the brothers wait underneath it with a blanket to catch it, only to find he's been unscrewing the wrong one. This was originally viewed by 10 million people. Only Fools and Horses is a truly British Christmas tradition, as much as Turkey and the King's Speech.
Holy British comedy, Batman! I wasn't sure what was always going on, but I enjoyed this episode and I loved the Batman 66 costumes.
Father Christmas. Have you ever wondered what Father Christmas does for the rest of the year? Raymond Briggs's delightful book was brought to life in 1991. It follows Jolly St. Nick in the build-up to Christmas, where he goes on holiday to several destinations, including Las Vegas, how he tends to his garden and his pets. The infamous letters are delivered to his house via the British Royal Mail. It's a cheeky adaptation with some choice words that you can just about to get away with. Merry blooming Christmas is his catchphrase.
For another blooming Christmas!
It is shown every Christmas morning and usually Christmas Eve. A truly British Christmas classic.
I've seen this before, and I like the idea of Santa going on vacation. And luckily for Santa, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
The Snowman. Now this is usually shown alongside another cartoon called Father Christmas, and it's shown in that classic Raymond Briggs style. I think this perhaps might be our version of a Ranking Bass special. It's a short tale about a boy and his snowman who magically comes to life. It's portrayed by music, as the characters don't speak in it. They soon magically fly through the air to the North Pole, where they meet other snowmen and Father Christmas. Infamous for the song We're Walking in the Air, it's a constant in the British Christmas calendar.
Just like Father Christmas, I had seen this one before as well, and I enjoyed this snowman more than the US slightly slow Frosty.
Nativity 1 and 2. Nativity 1 is a fun exaggeration of the staple of a Christmas play. Here in the UK, all primary school children will perform the Nativity at Christmas, the retelling of baby Jesus, usually with a unique twist and added humour. It's a rite of passage over here, and these films are based on that. With a talent show award thrown in, a teacher who once had dreams of becoming an actor takes a temporary teaching job at a primary school. He is thrown into organising the nativity play, with aspirations of beating the local, shall we say, posher school. A very fun set of films with a very English tradition. There is a sequel that was actually filmed not far from where I live. In my humble opinion, it's not as good as number one though.
This was absolutely hysterical, and I'm shocked I had never watched it before. I will try the sequel, but you're not the only one to say it's not that great.
Scrooge, the Albert Finney version. We all know the hundreds of versions of the Christmas Carol by now, but I believe this is one of the most played versions over Christmas in Britain. Filmed in London in 1970, it's got a gritty Dickensian feel to it. Whilst it's certainly no Muppets Christmas Carol, Albert Finney truly brings to life the true miser of Scrooge. There are other versions of the Christmas Carol shown over Christmas in Britain. This particular one is always guaranteed viewing for your fix of the Christmas tale as old as time.
This is a classic version of A Christmas Carol, and while I'm not a fan of musicals, I can tell this one, it's very well done.
A Boy Called Christmas. Now this is fairly new and may not quite be in people's Christmas canon just yet, but it's sure to be a British Christmas classic. It follows the humble beginnings of a boy called Nicholas on his quest in the snowy north to find who his father might be, along with a pet mouse and a reindeer by the name of Blitzen. I wonder who he might turn out to be.
I watched this on Netflix when it premiered, and I have to be honest, I'm not a fan of this one. It reminds me of the Narnia films, and that's not a good thing.
Your Christmas or mine? Now this might not be top of your list, but with a sequel having just arrived on British TV screens before Christmas, it could become a new favourite. It's a charming, original Christmas film that may give you slight Love Actually vibes. A very snowy Christmas season sees lovers get opposite trains trying to surprise each other by turning up at their respective partners' houses, only to find they're not home as they've had the same idea. They thus spend Christmas at their partners' houses with their very different families and find secrets, humour and lessons along the way.
I didn't really get Love Actually vibes. It felt more like a British equivalent of a Hallmark movie.
Well, thanks for checking out the Essential British 7. I tried to give you some classics and some new ones to watch. You can catch me on my Instagram page at thechristmasguy365, where you'll find lots of Christmas content as well as my Christmas blogs. A huge thanks to the Christmas Aficionado for having me on. Merry Christmas everyone, and as Kurt Russell once said,
Christmas spirit is more powerful than you could ever imagine. Wow, Christmas simply must endure.
And that is the Essential 7 British Christmas Specials. Don't agree or have an opinion on a topic for a future list? Then let Craig know in the comments below. Thanks to the Christmas Guy 365 for putting together this list. I'm the Christmas Aficionado, and remember, stay off the naughty list.